How are you?
Good.
I'm Mark Palchik, and I live in D.C., and I love it. Except, you know, it's really getting so expensive, right? You have no idea what it costs these days to buy a politician. And they're just not worth it. D.C. has a politician that tweeted, "The Jews control the weather." The Jews, really? Come on. We haven't been able to control the weather since we left Egypt the first time. And besides which, let's be honest, if we really had that superpower, we'd just keep Manhattan warm. So I did not grow up here. I grew up in Akron, Ohio. Woo? You're from Cleveland. You've never been to Akron. There is nothing to do in Akron, Ohio. Except go to evangelical churches to be saved. And I went. Oh, yes, I did. I got to see the Reverend Rex Humbart preach at the cathedral tomorrow. Whoa, he was amazing. He was so charismatic. He had such power. You know, he had the power to take away all my sins. He had the power to take away all of my ills. He had the power to take all major credit cards. But not American Express. And boy, howdy, I wanted that power. So I went to my career counselor and I said, "Rabbi," and that's when I found out they don't let Jews do that. So growing up Jewish in the 60s, I followed the golden rules. Golden rule number 1, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Golden rule number 2, he who has the gold is probably a Republican or a super PAC. Golden rule number 3, never, ever put cheese whiz on your ham sandwich. Although, once you've crossed over to the ham side, the cheese really don't matter no more. My parents were actually very progressive. They let me date whoever I wanted in high school, just so long as she was Jewish. Which really wasn't a problem because the non-Jewish girls wouldn't talk to me. Alright, the Jewish girls wouldn't talk to me either. But let's be honest. I wasn't interested in talking. I mean, it was tough being a nerd in the 60s. I mean, dating was obviously out, right? We had no personal computers, which means no video games. Can you imagine no video games? So we actually had to do sports. And I became really good at baseball, card collecting. And my sport in high school, though, was boxing. I was Firestone High School's #1 punching bag. Yeah, I even got jumped by a skinhead who wanted to see my horns and tail. What an idiot. I haven't had those since I was circumcised. But you know the toughest thing about being Jewish in the 60s? Being Jewish in the 60s. We had no Christmas, so we got no presents. We had no Easter, so we got no candy. We had no foreskins. Oh, never mind. So I've been with the same woman for 50 years. She is a saint. I, on the other hand, absolutely clueless. I really thought that dating apps was short for dating appetizers. You know, the things before dating dinners. I thought that Tinder was how people like their meat. On the subway, I'm so old, pregnant women give me their seats. And my best pickup line? Help, I've fallen, I can't get up. But I really honestly did think that hooking up meant having a meal. I found out the hard way when I asked my secretary if she wanted to hook up for dinner. That was not a pleasant HR conversation. But, you know, I can be hip. For my wife's birthday, I went up the street, I went to Adam and Eve, and I got her a vibrator. And she loves that thing. She uses that every single evening. It's, finally, I couldn't take any longer. I burst into the bathroom. I said, "Babe, save some for me." And she said, "But Mark, it feels so good on my neck." But you know what? I don't have a problem getting older like some of you guys. I mean, I don't want to be a real ghost. I mean, it is bad enough being fully alive and being ghosted by my secretary. But what I do mind is being disrespected by my age, because of my age. You know, especially, the clubs down the street here. You've seen it, the one with the big sign that says, "This club rated P for pretentious. No one over the age of 60 permitted without an influencer." What the hell is an influencer? Or my boss is 20 years younger than me, and she just does not get it. I go in for my annual review, and I show her all the money I've made for the firm, all the new clients I've brought in. And you know all she can say to me is, "So, does this Instagram filter make me look like a change agent? Oh, by the way, we need your office for our new intern. You're fired." Oh, wow. At least I am too old to die young. But, last laughs on her. Because as Delaney said next Thursday at the Comedy Club, that's this Thursday at the Comedy Club, I am opening for the Sklar brothers. Woohoo! Yeah, and not only that, I still got plenty of vim left in my vigor. Oh yes, I do. I am younger than at least 4 of the 2020 candidates. Oh Lord, please let Bernie get better so I don't have to rewrite that joke. I take people your age every weekend for 90-minute comedy walks. And I take my dog for a walk every day, twice a day. Except that dog? He stops every 10 minutes so I can pee. Hey, but you know what I really like? I really do not like is flying. Anybody here like flying? You like flying? It's terrible, right? I mean, you always got the broken mic stand. So you always got the plus size guy. Ooh, that's a mic. So you always got the plus size guy, right? Sitting in the center seat with his arms akimbo like a condor, smelling like a condor. Yeah. Or you got the guy, this is my favorite, right? Putting the body bag up in the overhead, right? All the while blocking the aisle. Or my personal favorite, the guy with the 25-inch laptop, watching Die Hard 2 with no headphones. Yes, you can imagine how excited I was flying up here today. My seatmate was this tiny wisp of a girl. She was so tiny, I actually had room for my elbows. Her carry-on fit so nicely underneath the seat in front of her. And her phone was so cute. It had such a tiny screen. I could barely see the nude pictures of her girlfriend. And what I also don't like is the fact that you're at 30,000 feet and you've got absolutely no control over your fate. So the first thing I do is I go in, I check the karma of the plane. If there's a bunch of young kids on the plane, I go, all right. Karma's not going to let anything happen to these young innocents. If there's priests on the plane, it could go either way. If the young kids get on with the priest, I get off the plane. I tell you though, I wish I'd gotten off this plane last week. I was flying from DC to Dallas. It was so turbulent. And then we were circling Dallas forever. And the pilot comes on and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, Dallas is still closed and we're running low on fuel, so we're going to have to make a crash landing nearby. So please, everybody, tray tables, seatbelts up, stow your belongings, and remove your eyewear." Remove my eyewear? Isn't that what they say right before bend over and kiss your ass goodbye? And then it did get rough. I'm telling you, my seatmate Alice grabbed my arm, and she goes, oh my, karma is getting even with me for having a glorious affair in D.C. And just as she said that, the plane went up on one wing, nose down, overheads popped, oxygen deployed, and then leveled out. Dallas is clear, landing in 2 minutes. Hallelujah! The entire plane broke out in applause, except for Alice. Oh my, when I thought I was going to die, I texted my husband, and I admitted my mortal sin. Oh, Alice, you are an idiot. Don't you know that what happens in D.C. fucks the rest of the country? I do believe that Alice is going to need a lawyer.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, but I know what you're thinking, but lawyers are really not all that bad. They can be very useful as sleep aids.
Yeah.
If you don't believe me, just ask them what they do all day. If you're not asleep in 10 minutes, you're not listening. Hey, and I also know that people like calling lawyers just about as much as they like calling undertakers. But if, like Molly, your grandma's died, you gotta call the undertaker, right? And you really ought to call a lawyer if you're the one that shot grandma. Look, all I'm really trying to say, and this is a PSA from the American Bar Association, it's much better to call a lawyer before you do something stupid. You know, because lawyers are a lot like condoms. It's best to use them before you get fucked. I'm Mark Palchik.